Hi, I'm Rowan.
And I'm Calvin.
And you're watching episode 25 of season 2 of In the Zone.
I have a cold. I have like this old smoker voice.
Well, not quite a smoker. Well, I mean, it's a cold voice. So yeah, if Calvin sounds weird,
yeah, and
it's because he has a
I
cold.
might not do as much talking today. I'll just add to whatever Rowan's saying.
Today we're going to be discussing the Twilight Zone episode, The Silence. There's a lot to talk about, so we're going to be spoiling the whole thing to, really talk about all of it, and therefore you should probably check it out beforehand so it isn't spoiled for you. If not, you have been warned. So we start in a sort of club, like a
club.
It's sort of like in Back There, the time travel one. It's that kind of club. Just old guys sitting around reading newspapers, talking about rich person stuff. This guy, Tennyson, is yapping away. He just keeps on talking. Nobody cares. And then there's also an angry old man who's skeptical. He's like, He gives him an angry glance. This guy comes over, who's the lawyer of the angry old man. It's time for another round of Do You Recognize?
Yes, but I can't remember what episode. I just remember from some other episode. I think it was some other clubhouse where they're in the clubhouse thing.
So you don't have a guess?
Back There.
No, it's not in that. He was actually the creepy doctor from 22.
Wait, seriously?
Yes, he was.
Room for one more, honey.
Yes. The guy is like, I got your letter, and he's like a lawyer, so he's talking about like the legality of whatever is being, like a wager is proposed in the letter.
Apparently it's completely legal, which you'll find out what it is later. You'll find out.
He confirms that it's legal.
How is this legal? When you hear about it later, it's like, how is this legal?
Well, how is it not legal?
I guess if it's his consent, I guess it's...
Well, yeah. Also, the old guy, his name's Archie. He says that the talkative guy, Tennyson, always is asking for money. So, I guess that'll be important. So then, an old man waiter club guy comes over. Do you recognize him?
Back There. I know that. I remember.
No, he's not. He's from something else, though.
He's some waiter.
You recognize?
He's a waiter. He's a waiter in something else.
No, he's not a waiter.
Yes, he was. I remember.
He is not a waiter. He was in A Penny for Your Thoughts. He was the old guy who said he was gonna rob the bank, but then he ended up not robbing the bank. Yes, that was him. That was him. The old man from A Penny for Your Thoughts takes a note from the other old man, Archie. Gives it to the talkative man, Tennyson.
And he's instructed to make sure, absolutely sure
that he reads it right away.
Yeah.
Fade to black. The guy reads it, and he's like, "This is
that's
nonsense."
Ridiculous.
Archie is like, "This is not a joke." All right, so here's what it is. If he can remain silent for 1 year, then the dude, Archie, will give Tennyson $500,000. If he if he talks in the next year, then Tennyson will give Archie $500,000. He's gonna be placed into a room of observation in the club, and then and then Tennyson's like, "Why did you propose this?" And Colonel Archie is like, "Well, I hate you, and I want it to be quiet around here." So the bet sort of makes no sense in my opinion, because obviously living in this greenhouse for a year, that's the real challenge. By that point, it doesn't matter if you're staying silent, because there's basically no one to talk to. Yeah. It's all about...
Someone could come by,
I know, but then you just go... But then the problem, the real bet is, can you stay in this one space for a year? That's clearly what the bet is. It doesn't make sense that they're calling it a silence bet. It's dumb. There's just no way to tell. There's no way for this bet to work. And it's a really big problem with the episode. Here's what I want to know. If you're Tennyson, if you're you, and I propose this to you, I say you will stay in this In the Zone basement. You will not get to be in any episodes of In the Zone. I'll give you $500,000. Would you take the bet?
Definitely, yes.
Really? For a whole year, you would just...
I don't know if that would be allowed, but if I were allowed to, maybe for a lot of money, yeah.
Tennyson is like, all right, I'll call your bluff, and I'll accept the wager. But then he wants Archie to deposit a check so that he knows that this is for real. But the guy's like, what? I'm a man of my word.
What's wacky?
And so Tennyson's like, okay, I guess so.
Yeah.
So he just does it. Tennyson, he's gonna start at 10. I'm not sure. It's gonna be either tonight. It's gonna be either tonight or the next night. I think it's the next night,
Yeah,
based on what happens. You would need some time. Well, as Tennyson's going to leave, the lawyer guy, the creepy doctor from 22, says, "The Colonel's a man of his word. He means what he says, so I'm just warning you. Like, he's not gonna, like, say, oh, never mind. He's gonna actually make you stay in there for a year." Tennyson explains that he needs money because his wife, like, spends a ton of money, but he still loves her, so he still wants to support her. It's sort of dumb to say, hey, why don't you stop spending all this money? You know? Or, well, yeah, I guess you could stay in isolation for a year. Or you could just say, hey, maybe stop. So then, fade to black. You come up, and he's there in the room. So the old man brings some food and explains to Archie that for the first 8 weeks, Tennyson was not eating very much. But in this week, the 9th week, he is eating. Thanks for telling us. I wonder if that's important. There's a montage of, like, months going by.
It's a pendulum.
It's not pronounced pendulum.
Pendulum, whatever.
Pendulum. So then there's a scene where the lawyer is talking to Archie and is like, how long are you going to continue with this practical joke? Archie says, not much longer. He's going to crack pretty soon. But then the lawyer is like, do you even have the money? And Archie was like, that's offensive that you would even ask me that. So then the lawyer is like, I think the dude's going to win.
Yeah.
And you're going to owe him a lot of money. I hope you have it. And at this point, 4.5 months have passed. So then Archie goes down to Tennyson. There's like this little sort of like speaker thing that you can talk through. He offers him $1,000 for him to leave now. And Tennyson writes, 3 months to go, the bet still stands. So Archie is like, ooh, you should see your wife. She's been seen with many young men. Oh.
And he keeps doing it. It's like, he basically is like...
There's sort of a montage, of him
like,
talking to him about his wife throughout the month. And he says...
young men,
yeah.
Summer.
Yes, that kind of thing. And then he talks about how, she hasn't responded to the notes that you've sent her. And he's like, the reason for your initial agony may slip away from you. Later, when I say later, I mean, months later. So Archie offers $5,000 for him to leave. And then he declines. $6,000, still no. Then later, he has 2 minutes left. And Archie's like, not over yet! The lawyer's talking about how Archie has destroyed his reputation by talking to Tennyson. I think maybe he was lying about the whole wife stuff, and that's why he's just made himself look like a fool.
Gossip,
So then, the 2 minutes are up. Tennyson comes out, and then there's some silence. And it's a really...
Why is he talking?
It's a very, very good scene. He just comes out there and sort of just looks right at him. Then there's silence, and then they clap. It's very beautiful how they do it. He opens the hand for the money, and Archie says, oh, well, this is awkward.
I lost my money, like, a while ago.
Yeah, he said a couple of years ago he lost most of his money. He barely has any money, and he's like, whoops. And so he's like, I'll resign for the club so you don't have to keep looking at me. Sorry. Oh, it makes me mad. It makes me so mad at that.
That's a sign of a good episode. It makes you, like...
It makes me care.
Emotion.
Yeah. But it's just that dude. I hate it when people... You gotta be prepared for the bet to end that way. Then the other guy, Tennyson, starts to cry. And then they're like, why are you and then talking? He starts to write, and so everyone's all confused. Why aren't you talking?
And it's cool how what's his name? The old guy sees it first before everyone else. So
yeah. So he gives it straight to Archie, and then he reads it, and then everyone's waiting in suspense. As are we.
Shows the vocal cords are severed. That's what he wrote down.
Right. He says that he knew he would lose, so he had the nerves to his vocal cord severed. Takes off his scarf. There's a sort of scar, a small scar. That would have been funny if he brought it out, if he had them in a jar with him, and he says, see? Or no, and then he writes down, see? So first off, I want to say, the ending is mostly dumb. I think it's cool that they both cheated, it's a cool twist, but what's dumb about it, especially in the way that Tennyson cheated, is, so Tennyson, this dude, how did he think this plan, how did he think he was gonna get away with it, honestly? Because he thinks that, he won, okay, give me the money, thanks, the joke's on you, I severed my vocal cords. He's not just gonna be like, you got me, he's gonna be like, that doesn't count, giving my money back. And there are you sitting there, wasted a year of your life, and now you can't talk. So I think that's dumb, and he thought that would work.
Well, maybe that's the point, they're supposed to be, like, not smart and not thinking ahead. Maybe that's the point.
Why would they be that dumb? And either way, it's not really the point here, because that doesn't provide the comeuppance. Because either way, he doesn't get the money.
Nothing really unusual happened.
Yeah, there's no science fiction.
It wasn't bad, but it's just like, what?
Yeah, it's weird. We haven't seen one like that in a long time.
Uh-huh.
Do you think that makes the episode worse?
I don't know. It's just like you expect it science fiction, but it's not gonna affect what rating I give it at the end. But I'm just saying, you should probably, like, people are expecting science fiction, but that doesn't. I don't think it makes it bad, but it's not like it's not gonna affect the rating I give at the end.
I think that it doesn't make it worse, but I think it will affect my rating, cause it's the Twilight Zone. There a certain type of thing needs to happen, and it just feels sort of wrong or lazy when it doesn't happen. What do you think of this episode?
I thought it was definitely better than a lot of the recent ones. I mean, the only thing is obviously it's not Twilight-Zone-y.
Right.
But it's still, it's one of the better episodes.
Yeah, there are just a lot of flaws in the plot.
Really? I didn't think there were a lot.
Well, the flaws are like, as in like, the bet is dumb because it doesn't make sense, that whole thing. And then the whole cheating thing.
That's kind of the whole idea.
Well, no, it's not the idea. The idea is he's supposed to be silent, but it's like, the whole silent bet doesn't make sense because, of course, there's no one to talk to. The real challenge is staying in this place. So he doesn't even need to sever his vocal cords.
It's interesting. They keep you, most of the time, there's not a lot of, like, they're trying to fill it in. Like, they keep you watching to see what happens.
It is exciting because it's like, I wonder if he's going to make it or not.
Yeah, exactly. So you want to keep watching.
And it's interesting that it does go in a different direction, even if it doesn't make 100% sense. It's an interesting idea, but it's very flawed in its execution. Yeah, I think it's extreme. I think a lot of the second season, in my opinion, is pretty mediocre and forgettable. There are not many episodes that stand out a lot that I feel like this one, not much happens. Just really my problems with a lot of these episodes, not a lot happens. I think the first season, it felt like they fit a lot more stuff in, and in this season it really reminds you, whoa, this is only 25 minutes, they don't have a lot of time. But in the first season, I feel like they really made good use of what they had.
9 out of 10.
Yeah. I really disagree with you on this one.
If you like the Twilight Zone so much, why do you always give, like, lower ratings?
I like talking about the Twilight Zone. I don't think it's a perfect, great show.
Have you ever given it a 10 out of 10?
Yes. I gave a 10 to Walking Distance. I gave a 10 to And When the Sky Was Opened.
I thought you didn't like that one.
Yes, I did.
Oh, okay.
I argued for best episode, and it won. Oh, yay. My rating for The Silence is 5 from me.
Only a 5?
I know.
Whoa!
It's pretty wacky. Next week, maybe the tensions will be too much, and we'll break, and one of us will murder the other live on the show. Or maybe not, I guess we'll just have to see. We'll be discussing the episode.
Dead on the show!
We'll be discussing the episode Shadow Play. Hope to see you then.